Good morning, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing a subject to you that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know, and that is the assumption that somebody may have a cold heart or insensitivity, who people may regard superficially or in passing as being less than warm sometimes, or less than able to be deeply connected to people. And I want to talk to this for a second, or talk about this. There's a thing when people are young, they're a little bit more reckless with their accessibility, for lack of a better word. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. We're born trusting. I've said this in many videos. We're born trusting out of necessity because we have to eat. We have to depend on people to care for us up to until we're able to do it for ourselves. And then we learn that sometimes people aren't as caring and safe as they should be, right? And this typically goes in one of two directions. So the confusion is understandable. The confusion about whether a person may or may not be warm-hearted and approachable is understandable, when sometimes it's not that. Sometimes it's just that the person is reserved, or has a barrier to entry is the word. Barrier to entry is something that pretty much all adults have to some degree, because you learn through life's experiences that people are very often, if not malicious, they are reckless and stupid sometimes. It happens, unfortunately. So it's part of growing up, if you ask me, that people begin to appear cold, if not actually become cold. But here's the thing: they're not always actually cold. There's something called having a slow pulse, and it's kind of a safety or a survival thing where people learn, like I said, to um, take their time in warming up to somebody, which means that superficial interactions, that is, visual interactions, or everything that happens before an actual meeting and starting to get to know somebody, is not going to have an effect. It's not going to reveal a lot about a person and their warmth, their potential warmth. And you'll find that many of these people, once you break through that ice, there's an oasis on the other side, because it's been protected. It's not for the public. It's not just wide open and getting robbed, so to speak. And not, with due respect to people who are more open and emotionally promiscuous, I think is probably what I'm trying to say. With due respect to them, there's another way to do it. There's a more personal and safer way to do it, and a way that protects the sanctuary of what's inside. And if it's not a sanctuary, if you don't have an inner sanctum, that's something to work on. I think that's an opportunity, because having something special, something that is for the people you choose to give it to, that makes you a better friend. It makes you a better lover, and it makes you not public property. I mean, it makes you an individual. It gives you character, and it in part defines who you are. The unique things that you choose to disclose, and the sensitivity that you withhold. Not so much the sensitivity that is just on display, but that you withhold and save for that special that special person or people. It does matter. It does matter, because the vast majority of people, they wouldn't appreciate it. They wouldn't know what to do with quality um, attention, quality time and attention. It's too valuable to just give away. Some of that stuff is the product of a lot of learning, a lot of hardship, a lot of love, and contrary to what you may have heard, love doesn't always win, and it's not an infinite supply. It is not an infinite supply. We hear a lot about infinite love because it sounds good. Emotions are kind of like an organ or a muscle, I think, and that you can exhaust it, that you can build it up, make it stronger. You can, you know, flex, but you also need to recharge eventually. And some of this is keying into my own personal space right now, where I'm waking up, I'm having a good day, but I also feel the need to sometimes recharge myself. My final point is that until you meet somebody, you don't really know how you're going to get along with them. You don't know how sensitive they are, how loving they are, and to jump to conclusions hurts yourself. It denies you an opportunity to meet the people who would make it most worth your while. Anyway, reach out with questions or comments to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.